It's week 1 of the 2025 season.
And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Saints and the Hawks.
And it comes your way next on Madden NFL 25.
It's known as one of the loudest stadiums in sports for a reason. And it'll only get louder as the collective 12th man starts cheering for their Seahawks. Welcome to Lumen Field in Seattle. Well, Brock, we saw week 1 begin on Thursday night, and now 2 more teams get their season started here on Sunday. He's Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott, and it is very important, partner, for both teams here that their seasons begin on a strong note.
Yeah, this is the week where I really can't take myself back to that locker room, to week 1 across the different seasons. And whether it was high school or college or pro, it was the same feeling. Right? It was hope springs eternal. Even though it's the fall and the calendar's turned and it's week 1, you're so hopeful of what lies ahead.
Not a kicker or a punter here, Brock. It's safety Justin Reed to get this one going. And away we go from Lumen Field. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. And they'll be led out by their QB, now in his 8th season in the NFL.
It's the dawn of a new season, Kate, with all the promise in the world ahead of he and his squad. And this is where all that off-season planning, the reps in camp, the sweat, the blood, the tears come into play. And you really don't want to stumble out the gate. You want to be the horse who jumps to the front right away and let everybody try to chase you down.
First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Just a gain of 1, and that... Second and 9.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Gets this one to Charbonnet. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
4th down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Takes it in at the 21. And a nice return out of him. They have it a little further up past their own 30. So the Saints offense taking over for the first time here. And leading the charge, this 2nd-round rookie making his first NFL start.
Being drafted in the 2nd round, that put an extra-sized chip on his shoulder. He had 31 other teams in the NFL. From that day on, and he's fought his way into the starting role for his first career game, the start of what he expects to be a stellar career.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing now, off play action. That's caught by Chris Olave. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. This is Alvin Kamara with it. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Another run for Kamara. And he winds up with a solid gain down past the 45. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Dialing up a pass here on 3rd down. Setting up the running back screen. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And they'll stop him after he rolls downhill to the 32. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Here's 2nd and 5. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. We get a look now, Brock, at their picks from this year's draft. A group that they've been more than willing to say they are very excited about bringing in.
Well, lots of folks on the media side, and frankly, other NFL front offices, Kate, have talked about the steals in this class. Some guys who should have gone much, much earlier than where they ended up going. This is a group that, if everything works out, could provide a lot more value than the picks they were spent on.
Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. So the Saints send out Blake Grupe for the try. A 49-yarder in front of him here. And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Well, there's certainly never, ever a guarantee from that distance, but that's one you'd expect to be in your kicker's range. You hate to have a drive come away with nothing, but that's exactly what happened.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Now an inside give to Walker. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets a good... B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They'll run. First give to Zach Charbonnet. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Toss play. This is Walker. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed... chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. To throw, here's Darnold. That's taken in by Cobb. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Handoff running left, Walker. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Best run games in this league at balance can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
Defense still reeling from that last play. Now they're defending 1st and goal from the 3. Working inside the red zone. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Walker. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Seahawks take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown! So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. And he sends the point after right through the uprights. And the Seahawks take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1 for 1. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Second drive coming up for the Saints offense. They left a few on the table there last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. By a man, and now he's in the clear. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Motioning the tight end left. Now it's Miller. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Third and long for him here. That's complete to Kamara. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Now a shotgun handoff to Miller. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to break. Explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They kick the running back in motion. Pass play on 1st and 10. This one's taken in by Hill. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
They give on 2nd to Kamara. Escapes a defender. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He's on the move. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And now they face 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Tried getting it to Chris Olave. And that brings up 4th and long.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Mickatommy's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
So he makes up for his earlier miss in the game. He knocks that one right through. And it's important for him to move past that early miss, Kate, because you never know if he's going to be needed for a big moment when we get to the 4th.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Fielded at the 7. This return makes it up to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Walker running right. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
We're through 1 quarter of this opening weekend of football. Neither side separating much so far. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. About set for the 2nd quarter. Seahawks football here. They start out with a 2nd and 3. Running with Walker again. And he'll go down, it will say right at the 39-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Staying with Walker. And this is a nice gain. It stopped at the 47. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Running back sent in motion. He finds fans. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when... Speed when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest targets, his big old tight end, couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. It's Walker on the option. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
2nd and 10 now. That's a catch. Jackson Smith-Njigba. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bring... They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Darnold now to throw. Connects with Fant. And he's brought down for a loss.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack? On third down. Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Seahawks field goal. A 47-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Saints and running back Alvin Kamara trotting back out to the field. Their first drive of the new campaign netted a field goal. Now let's see if they can bump that up to a touchdown on drive number 2. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Kamara's got it. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
On 2nd and 9. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. He's got it inside the 25. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. Yourself from the sideline too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Blake Groupie to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints tie things 10-10. Reed now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Seattle offense eager to get back on the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
This is Walker on second. And he got there to make the stop at the line of scrimmage. Looks like no gain on second down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
To the air, 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
At the 41-yard line.
First and 10 from the 41. Darnold made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it, in addition to slinging it all over the field.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was, just focused on executing the play in front of them.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
On 2nd down, a run with Charbonnet. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Justin Reed with the tackle. 4 yards does get him back to even, partner, but they're left with 3rd and 10 now.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And they corral him well behind the line of scrimmage. Well, they scrambled back on top of the fumble. They lose a ton, though, and now they've got 4th down coming up.
Yeah, recovering it really only brought you one more play. With how much they lost on that play, well, here come the special teams. And now, well, now they got to be special.
Michael Dixon on the punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his first. His first punt win 50. This is away and looks even better. And he gets him what he can, but still pretty deep in their own territory starting out. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Saints are going to have some work to do as they take over. Kamara running out of the gun. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, two-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Escapes the pocket. Coverman is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And no doubt he wants to get his season started with a good one here. Ball taken in at the 36. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt goes 63 yards. And it'll be Seahawks football. The Seahawk offense ready to get going once again. Their first drive of the season, an uneventful one, led to a punt, so they'll try to get some new season magic going here on their second drive. Completed over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Let's go.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from Seattle. The Seahawks driving for a score and a halftime lead. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40.
We're gonna start. Start.
Throwing now from the gun. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Throwing here, Darnold. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Gets this to Fant. And nothing doing on that run. Defenders bottle it up quickly. The Saints calling for a timeout, their first. As they'll get together and discuss with fourth down coming up. So another punt coming up. Michael Dixon back out there. Back deep for the Saints is Rashid Shaheed. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Wow, huge mental mistake here. Makes the fair catch at the 3. They're going to be backed up against their own goal line as a result. No return on that punt. And the Saints will get... over. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Throwing from near his own goal line. This is complete to Olave. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 10-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 4. Taken in by Shaheed. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You'll hear defensive coaches all the time really ask their players to pull the trigger. Read, react, diagnose, and when you see it, go fire away. And that's exactly what the defense does to take away that screen.
Throw on 3rd down. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Here's Darnold to throw. Forced out to his right. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. How about 29 yards on 1st down? And a fresh set of downs on its way.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Reset.
Darnold looking to throw. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Alontae Taylor making the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Took his shot at 6 that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Boy, take a look at that. Look at him locking down his area of the end zone. They can bring it in close enough to take shots, but there are no easy touchdowns.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Jason Myers out there now to try a field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. This 42 yards from coming off the edge, and it's blocked. They can advance it now, picked up inside the 30.
This block right here, it's a product of preparation, effort, and determination. They attacked the soft spot in the line, and one of them was able to will his way through and get to the kick in time. Well done.
And even 20 seconds left at their disposal on the final drive of this half. Drops to a knee, clock's gonna run unless that defense burns one of its 2 remaining timeouts. that brings us to our first halftime of the new season. Now from the extreme northwest to the extreme southeast, we're going to head down to Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report with our buddy, Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the Falcons who were able to pick up the victory at home. Michael Penix, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they were losers in that ball game as they fall to the visiting Washington Commanders. Terry McLaurin, a touchdown catch in the victory. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. Marvin Harrison Jr., a touchdown reception. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Well, we're set up for an incredible second half, all tied as we kick it away here in quarter number 3. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. The Saints offense ready to start this third quarter. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. Second down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He gets it to Juwan Johnson. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
New set of downs for him from the 46. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on first down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They're throwing it. That's complete to Kamara. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Third and long for him here. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So from a mile away, they'll send out the field goal unit to take a shot at this one. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. This will not connect. Not enough leg and too far left as well. And instead of 3 points, quarter 3 remains tied.
Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60-plus is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
The Seahawks offense running out now. They had their field goal blocked last time out, so 3 points poorer on the scoreboard than they expected to be right here. And finally, they're able to bring him to the ground. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's one.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
He finds Fant. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Here's Darnold. Finds him over the middle. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Running left, here's Walker. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Sheds off a rusher. Walker hauls it in. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Charbonnet will not score. The defense holds and stops him short of that goal line.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Seahawks grab the lead on their 1st series of the half. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. Made the right read on the RPO inside the red zone, Brock, and things worked out.
And you know what is so key about these RPOs? It's that mesh point. It's the details right there, not immediately giving any indication of what they were going to do, and it created, Kate, the slightest of hesitations for the defense, and that slightest opportunity is all he needed to hit the end zone.
Myers gets the point after the go. And the Seahawks break that tie and now lead by 7.
Saints 10.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Here's a return from the 7. And that'll put them up across the 35-yard line as they begin the series. The New Orleans offense set to go now. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Running behind center with Kamara. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line. One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. He's going to throw this one. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kate, that's a really nice play in coverage. That linebacker looking like a cornerback on that play. Perhaps those cover guys could take some notes on how to stay in position and, most importantly, swat that pass away.
Back to throw now, 3rd down. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it'll be their football. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, going left. Darnold now to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Never ever a great look when your quarterback's picking himself up a few seconds into a drive. They're going to need a lot more fight on 2nd down and a whole lot of yardage to get this back on track.
Another try following the sack. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
3rd down and 12 yards to go.
Now Darnold. Chased out to his right. He's running for it. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that 1st down.
Seahawks bringing out the punt team. Michael Dixon will kick it away. Starts his return from the 23. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They go left side with Miller. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. Running once more with Miller. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. He'll throw it. This is reeled in by Kamara. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Their punter making his way out now. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. And he's brought down before the return gets far. New series coming up following the punt. And they're going to take over possession. Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 15.
To throw. Here's Darnold. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. This one intended for the running back. So that brings up 4th and long. Punt team on the field. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. 58 yards on the punt there. And that is where they'll start the next drive. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Okay, the wide receiver's going to get it to begin the drive.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Trying to throw here out of the gun. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. Here comes the Saints punting unit. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Fields this at the 19. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt goes 63 yards. And it'll be Seahawks football. Now this offense ready to head back out. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Play action on 1st down. He'll get this to Cup. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They kick the running back in motion. Into the hands of Walker. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, well, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. It's the Seahawks with it, currently with a not quite so comfortable lead. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Throwing here, Darnold. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 14.
We go set.
Darnold. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some points to go after that lead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 21-yard line.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 21. Completes this one to Hill. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Sending a receiver left. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
2nd and 8. Kamara's got it. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Has the 1st and more past midfield. And he'll finally be taken down at the 25. They get 40 on the big hitter. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play. They'll throw on 1st. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They run it from the gun with Kamara. Jukes out a 1-stop. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the pressure drives them backwards.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Trying again following the sack. This one's caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. It was the rookie from LSU that time on the tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
They send a receiver in motion right. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Give him only 1 yard on that play, Brock. They're left with 4th and goal at the 4.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And that brings things a little closer here late.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the three, let your kicker get some points, and make it a hair closer in the box score.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Seahawk offense taking the field now. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On 1st down, this is Charbonnet. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Now an inside give to Walker. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. It's an 8-yard gain, and things looking a whole lot better now. 3rd and 3 upcoming.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
The Saints add a 5th defensive back here. 3rd down coming up. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Cup on the catch. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I could think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Here comes the Saints offense. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up.
Delay of game.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still 1st down.
Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Pass play now. That's complete to Kamara.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core. Football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate. because it takes all 11 doing their job.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now a shotgun handoff to Miller. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Man in motion here. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Ripping off yards past the 40. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. It is cut left side. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now Kamara. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Hey, I know the temptation is there. If I'm thinking in the booth, I know that play caller is too. That could have been a chance to be aggressive. Not the case. Go get the 1st down like they did, and a new set of downs to work with.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Miller. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Saints losing by 4. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Running back sent in motion left. Here we go, 2nd and 9. The quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. In motion right is Cooks. Strong running inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 25. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
Back to throw. Connects with Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 16. The Saints calling for a timeout, their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight end, they got that ball out in a hurry.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Here he is to throw. Buying some time right. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. On the give, it's Miller. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
They'll come up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now it's 2nd down.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Setting up to pass. Setting up the running back screen. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Extra point upcoming. This to put it to a field goal game. And he shakes off the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game.
Seahawks, 17.
Reed now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. The Seahawks and this running back headed back out for a new series. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Darnold to throw. Connects with Fant. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're 1st and 3. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Trying to push it deep downfield. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
Read and react. Read and react. Got to read where the guys are going. And then you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Now Darnold. And his pass is going to fall incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Looking to throw it. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT. And the Saints make the play that should win them this game. Oh, man, I'm having to hold my partner back after this one. Captain Fundamental not happy that he didn't take the time to stop and get set before delivering that football. Gotta think that in part led to the turnover.
Yeah, Captain Fundamental because I couldn't run. Kind of like Tom Brady, right? But he's the essence of it. He's the GOAT. Why? Because he sets his feet. He's so fundamentally sound. The chance of interception so much higher when your fundamentals are no good.
It's okay, partner. It's gonna be okay. Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on first down. Down to a knee, and we're going to see if that defense chooses to expend one of its final 2 timeouts. So this will win on the road for the Saints. And they're one of the fortunate teams to begin the season with a 1-0 record. So far, so good to begin this new campaign. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from Seattle.
you